I was teaching 2 classes a week while I was working at the shoe store
An Italian restaurant.
and there's my cat. Anyway, first I only had a few students. So my main income was from the part-time jobs for about a year. So I'm a college dropout and I have never ever worked for a corporation in my entire life. But instead, I started my own company when I was 20 after coming back from the States with literally zero money in my bank account. It was kind of scary back then, but now I think about it, it's kind of like scary, but I don't know. Like I was like very excited about becoming the owner of my own company and doing business. When I came back from the States in 2013, I had 2 goals for the first year of my business. 1, earn and save as much money as possible, because you know, I had zero money. And 2, get any jobs that are related to English teaching, even if it doesn't pay. In order to get money to start everything, I started to work at a shoe store at the mall, maybe 30 minutes away from my house by a scooter. A scooter is very popular in the countryside of Japan. We don't really drive car around. The reason why I chose this job was, 1, it paid well. I think it was like 850 yen per hour. So it's like $8 per hour. And it wasn't that bad compared to other shops. And it's a very simple job. So I just needed to go there and sell shoes. And that was the whole job. So I could do that job from the morning till the evening without thinking anything. And I can actually spare some time to come up with neat idea for classes during break, or even like I'm not dealing with any customers at the shop. After the job is done, I either come back home or either go to my student's house and start teaching English. That time, I only had maybe like 2-3 students on my own, so that wasn't enough money to live at all. So I needed to work at the shoe store. But the money I made from the shoe store, I didn't really use for anything. Like I needed to use some for gas, food and basic clothing, but I didn't care what kind of clothes I was wearing. Like I have to wear nicely for the job and nicely for my English classes, but I don't have to buy like expensive like brand shirt or nice car or stuff like that. So I save all the little money that I could save into my bank account so that eventually I can invest all the money into my business when I need to and when I'm ready. So I was doing that, but at the same time, my mom has a dance studio. My mom is the owner of a dance studio. So I had a little bit of experience teaching something to kids, but it's completely different. English and dance is completely different. And I didn't know how many people would be interested in learning English, because 5 years ago, not so much today, but 5 years ago, because it's a very countryside of Japan, we don't really see foreigners in daily life. And we learn English at school from junior high school, but that's just like for tests, you know? And we don't use English every day. Like we can survive without using any English. So I had to be sure before starting my English school business that this is what the society needs, you know? And so I was already running a small school from home, but at the same time, I started calling many community centers that holds many different like small classes and events and stuff like that. And I say, hey, I can teach English to kids. is there like any way that I can teach at your community center? And 3 or 4 community centers said that, yeah, sure, we're happy to have you. Those jobs didn't really pay much, but it was really good experience for me because I can understand the society, market, in price range, interests, and like what kind of like parents and kids I will be dealing with. You know, maybe dealing is not a like good word, but like, you know what I mean. You're gonna have to understand the customers, and you have to give the right product to them or the right service to them. So it was more like good experience, good learning process, and what's more, I just needed some attention. I even thought like it was kind of silly calling myself Sherry because like, yeah, I'm Japanese, I have a Japanese name, and like I'm teaching English in Japan. So people don't have any trouble with calling my name, right? But I was like, you know what? I need to have an impact, like strong impact. There's something like once they see my name on the flyer or something, and it's like, oh, I think I've heard of this name somewhere. And the gap between like Sherry is such an American name or like English name, and like I'm Japanese. So like when they see the flyer or like say they see me on TV or something, and it's like, huh, she looks like Japanese, but her name is not Japanese. Like, is she like Japanese or half or like what? And then they remember me, and I needed that. I needed to get inside of their head, kinda. And maybe they don't have any kids, or maybe they're not interested in learning English or anything. But because I am a small business in Ehime, in Matsuyama, like it's here. Like physically, I am here and I'm teaching English to local people. So I just need to be on the radio, on TV, on newspaper. It's something very local. And I have to go out and say, hey, I'm Sherry. Like I do this, I can speak English, I can teach English, you know? So that's basically what I did the first year of my business. Like if I get an opportunity to go on media, I was like, okay, I can do that for free. Or if somebody said like, I want you to hold this English event for free, and just like it's just one time event, and we can book the place and everything. We can have 10 families or something like that, and then can you teach easy, fun English for 30 minutes, 1 hour? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll be there, in order to do so, I had to have certain amount of money from the shoe store job. So then I can even if I take some days off from the shoe store and I go to those free event, I don't feel very oh, I'm not getting any money, And so that's basically what I did for the first year. I'm trying to figure out how to interact with you guys. I don't even know what to call this series. So if you have any ideas, I'm more than happy to hear your thoughts. I'm thinking of this is more like a documentary. This is about me, and this is about my life and what I think about my business and what I'm doing. I have 2 NPOs. I have this English business. I do all the translation work and stuff like that. And I have my YouTube channel. So I've been trying to do anything that I can do to contribute to the society, local community. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Maybe I can pick 1 or 2 topics each time and talk about it. So yeah, I think that this is the end of the first and yeah, so I think this is the end of my first episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.